students. So it's me, Allison, your teacher. I am going to do the lessons in a new way. I am going to ask you questions and we are going to think about things more instead of memorizing stuff. So I want you to think about the questions and try and um, focus on the meaning of words and I guess to not worry so much about understanding everything because you won't. You won't understand every word, but focus on the ones that you do understand. So today we're going to talk about what makes a good parent. So a parent is somebody like a mom or dad. Good is something we use to talk about stuff, right? So good food, right? It means that it's yummy. A good parent means that they are doing a good job. It means that they're doing the best, right? So what makes a good parent? So what is it about somebody that makes them good or bad, right? So I want you to think about your culture. Think about where you're from. Think about where you grew up. Think about your family. Are children important? Who takes care of the children? Are parents nice or strict? Do the parents give everything that their kids want, or do they tell their kids what to do all the time? What's important when you're a parent? Is it making sure the kids have everything they want, or is it making sure they grow to be a certain kind of person, right? So just think about that. Think about, are children important? Who is the person that takes care of children? What kind of care do they give them? Do they stay home with them? Do they send them to daycare? Who takes care of them? So think about those questions. And I'll kind of talk about my culture, where I'm from, and my family, to kind of help you start thinking about this question. What makes a good parent? Now, in my culture, children are important. That's the big thing, is that children are good. People think good. Kids are good. So they're important. So they need to be taken care of very well. In my culture, parents do not hit kids. In my culture, it's bad to hit kids, and you can be arrested for it. You can be sent to jail for hitting your kids or for hurting them. And the other thing that's important in my culture is that parents are responsible for children. What does the word responsible mean? So responsible means that that person takes care of children. Parents are the only ones that should be taking care of their children. It is not other people's job to take care of their children, so it is the parents' job to make sure the kid has everything that they need. Now, that means that when the kid does something bad, when they break a rule, if they do something that's illegal, people don't look at the kid, at the child. Children and or child and kid mean the same thing. They're all just little kids, little children. If the kid does something bad, it's the parents' fault. They're the ones that people say, oh, they don't say, oh, that kid is so bad. They say, that kid must have bad parents. They blame the parents. not the kid for the bad things that they do. So that's some of the things that parents do in my culture. Now, when it comes to thinking about this, if your family or your culture raises kids and has parents that act, that do things in a certain way, it doesn't mean that that's what you think makes a good parent. There are some things that I think are different from what my culture and my family think about what makes a good parent, right? So you can have different ideas from where you live, but thinking about how you were raised as a kid or what happened to you is a good way to think, do I think that makes them a good parent or a bad parent? And you also don't need to have kids to think about this. I think that sometimes it changes. If you have kids, you think you have certain ideas about being a parent. And if you don't have kids, you think other things are important to being a parent. So what do you think? So think about when you were a child. Think about when you were a child. What makes a good parent? What makes somebody do their job well or do their job good, right? What makes a good parent? So, we're going to talk about something real quick. It's a little bit of reading. So, there are lots of different cultures around the world, lots of different ways that people live. And all around the world, there are different ideas about what, a parent needs to do, what is important for a parent. So we're going to read about some of them. Parents are different all around the world. Some parents let children take trains and buses alone. Some parents leave their children outside to take naps in cold weather. Some parents train small babies to use the toilet. What do you think makes a good parent? So let's talk about some of these words that are in the reading. So you'll see that this word, let me get my marker out. So this word right here, train, and this word right here, trains. Oh, that didn't happen the way I wanted to. Trains, they look the same kind of, right? They're spelled the same way. This one just has an S on it. So this one says take trains. So somebody is taking, they're doing an action to this, trains. Trains are I'm sure you know what a train is, like the front runner. The front runner is a train. The tracks are little like streetcars. They're little trains, right? But this word right here, train, instead of being the name of something, it's a verb. It's an action word. Parents train. Now, the word train, when it's an action word, when it's a verb, it means that they make it so you train a baby, you toilet train a kid. It means that you teach somebody or something to do something in a certain way, right? So when you got your job, you had training. You were taught how to do things in a certain way. So those words are spelled the same, but they mean different things. So just kind of think about, at the end of this lesson, just think in your head, what do you think makes a good parent? And right now, you don't need to think about how to say this in English. Just think about, maybe talk with somebody. Just think about, what is it that makes a good parent? Are they nice? Are they kind? Do they give their kids lots of presents? Do they teach their kids how to be adults? What is it that makes a good parent? So that's it for the lesson today, and I will see you tomorrow.